is friends don't let friends do entrepreneurship alone, okay? Friends don't let friends do entrepreneurship alone. So hey y'all, hey, it's Troyia Monay back to y'all with another video. I feel like it's been a minute since I picked up the camera. It's been a minute since we done sat here and just chit-chatted a little bit. I'm filming with a new lens. So let me know in the comments how you guys like this lens. Just let me know. We're trying to just amp up the quality over here. Louis, you're really about to get on my nerves. We're trying to amp up the quality around here. So just let me know how y'all liking it. But in today's video, you guys, we're just going to be chit-chatting about networking, building your tribe, getting in the room, being around like-minded people, you know, making business friends and business besties and all the things. So what kind of sparked up this conversation, and I'm going to be doing my makeup while I'm doing this, and everything will kind of make sense. But what sparked up this conversation is I'm actually getting ready right now. My lips are so dry. I'm actually getting ready right now to meet up with someone I just met last week. So that is kind of like what sparked up the conversation. So last week I actually went to an event at Allure Realty. And if you guys don't know what Allure Realty is, they are a real estate brokerage here in Tampa. They are also the same real estate brokerage that was featured on Selling Tampa. And they are probably one of my #1 top picks for brokerages once I do get my license in the next month or so. So I went to an event there. I'm like, let me just go out and just network. Let me just see if I can meet some people there. Just get in the room, you know, get my name out there. So I met some dope people, y'all. Like, you gotta get in the room. Getting in the room, y'all, like, it's crazy. And it was a free event. So we're gonna be talking a little bit today about like getting in the room as it relates to free events, paid events, all the different things. So yeah, I went to that event last week, met some really dope people. Like I had seen probably like 1 or 2 people that I already knew that was going there. My friend Jade, she went. I actually met her at a networking event probably like a few months ago. So me and her have been kind of like just keeping in touch. So that's pretty cool. And I met another girl. Her name is Jade too. So I'm going out to lunch with Jade today. She is a real estate agent here in Tampa. So I'm super excited about that. So me and her just kind of like exchange numbers. And we're about to just go get lunch, chit chat, talk about real estate, I'm sure, and all of the things. And then also while I was at that event too, I met another girl. Her name is Mana. It's so funny because when I met her, I was like, your name is Mana? She was like, yeah, Mana like Gunna. I was like, okay, cool. We like it. We vibing. All right, cool. So I'm actually going to hang out with her tomorrow. And she actually just passed her real estate class too. And me and her are gonna meet up at a coffee shop and just study for our real estate state test. So y'all, networking is crazy. I feel like in the past few months, just me going to events here in Tampa, I've met some really dope people. And I was kind of opposed to it at first. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So what made me kind of like opposed to networking here in Tampa is like, I'm just so used to, and I feel like I kind of spoiled myself in this way. And I kind of am upset with myself for having this mindset. I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, I always go to Atlanta and like different places for networking events. I was like, you know, people in Tampa, they're just not like-minded. That was just like what I thought. And that's just because of what I've seen on social media. But I had to really just kind of get out of that mindset. I'm like, Troy, you're not moving anytime soon because I really don't know where I want to move. I don't know where I want to settle down. You guys know I've been kind of like toying around with the idea of moving to Atlanta. But I'm just like, you at this point, you don't know where you're going to move. You're at least not up for another 6 months. Let's just make the best out of it. You can't just keep going on a plane and hop into Atlanta every time you want to go to an event or anytime you want to network. Like, you can't keep complaining about there not being opportunities here in Tampa, and you're not even taking the opportunities that are around you, essentially. So basically, I was just like, I'm just going to make sure that I go to at least 1 or 2 networking events a month. And this was the same strategy I had last year. But last year, I was on a plane. And that's what made me gain weight, honey. Gaining weight, traveling, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But essentially, that is what I did last year. Last summer, I made it my business for the rest of the year to attend 1 networking event or 1 conference every single month. And I did just that. But I'm like, I'm trying to save up money. I'm trying to figure out like what my next moves are. I can't keep hopping on a plane and going to Atlanta every time I want to attend a networking event. So essentially, I'm like, let me just look around. Let me go on Google. Let me follow some Instagram pages. And that is how I ran across Felicia. She is the owner of the Meat Suite, which is where I just had my event. And then I just went to this Allure Realty event too. So just trying to get myself out there more. But all in all, y'all, what I really want to talk to y'all today about is just making sure you are getting in the room, networking with people. Just because you feel like there's nobody in your city that is like-minded, I promise you that there is. And I feel like over the last few months, I have definitely realized that. Like, I've met some really, really dope people who have been like really supportive of me, really cheering me on, different things along those lines. So make sure y'all are checking out your local events too, because I promise you, it's some folk out there. But like I said, I really want to talk to y'all, give y'all some tips and tricks on how to get some business besties, how to grow your network, how to get in the room more, how to build your community. And I am in the morning meetup with David Shands. And one thing that I really like that they always say, and I've kind of like taken this upon myself and told it to a lot of my clients even, is friends don't let friends do entrepreneurship alone, okay? Friends don't let friends do entrepreneurship alone. So why are you out here doing business alone when you really don't have to? Like, being an entrepreneur is already so time consuming. It's already so much work. It's already, you know, so much that goes into it. And you should not do it alone if you can't, okay? So make sure you are building out your tribe. Make sure you are doing a lot of things to help you, you know, network a little bit more. And I'm going to give y'all some tips too in just a second. So like, my first tip that I would give if anybody is trying to figure out, you know, how do I network with other people? How do I network with like-minded people? How do I grow my tribe? How do I meet other business-like people? And my number one tip for you is you're going to have to pay to play. And I'm not saying this because I want you to come to my event. You don't have to come to my event, but you need to go to somebody's event. You need to go to a mixer. You need to go to a workshop. You need to go to a conference. There's so many conferences going on this summer, you guys. Like, literally in August, I feel like it is Conference Central in Atlanta. Like, I'm going to be in Atlanta probably for like 3 weeks during that time, because there's so many conferences, there's so many events. But you need to pay to play, okay? You need to go to conferences. You need to go to paid events. And the reason why you want to go to the paid ones over the free ones is they're just as good. But the paid ones, it's going to be more like-minded people in the room because they invested in themselves. So if somebody's investing in themselves, they're serious about it. So you're going to meet other people who are also serious about launching, growing, and scaling their business or whatever. So I definitely think paying to get in the room is essential. Like, I cannot tell y'all how many people I've met by going to conferences. A lot of people that you guys see me co-hosting events with. A lot of times y'all see me like doing masterclass and collaborations, or just seeing people on my Instagram story that I'm shouting out, or me going on live with somebody. 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, I have probably met that person being in a paid room. So it's so important to make sure that you are getting in the room and getting in those paid rooms. Even a lot of my clients, they are literally like sisters at this point, right? Like, they hang out together, they chit chat together, they have each other's cell phone numbers, they do calls together on a weekly basis. And like, that's like how you want your tribes to kind of be, essentially. It's something similar to that. And I know you guys probably just seen on my story recently, me and Stormy Banks are collabing. And I just met her last year in August at, where did I meet her? InvestFest. So me and her met at InvestFest. Me and her met through my good friend Monet. And like, that's just like how networking works. You really got to get in these paid rooms, go to these conferences, go to these events, and really just kind of put yourself out there, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be the only person going alone. So when I went to InvestFest last year, I went to InvestFest alone, but I didn't know that Monet was going to InvestFest too. Or did I know? I don't think I knew. I think I seen like on her story or something that she was there. And then me and her kind of just like went through, and we just linked up for the entire weekend of InvestFest. And we just went out, got drinks, got food, So yeah, like, go to these events alone. And I always recommend going to networking events alone. Do not go with your friends, because you're going to just be with your friends the whole time. That defeats the purpose of you going to the networking event. Always go to networking events alone. Like, my mom was like, I really want to go to the Allure event. I'm like, yeah, you can go, but I kind of want to go by myself, because my mom is getting her real estate license too. But at the same time, it's like, I need to go by myself. But she had to work anyway, so it wasn't like she was pressed to go. But yeah, go to these events by yourself. Join these classes by yourself. That's the next thing I want to talk about too. Is another really good tip if you are trying to like network, trying to build your tribe, trying to meet other like-minded people. Join a group coaching program. Literally. Any of my students in any of my programs will definitely tell you they have met some of the most amazing women that they probably have ever met just by joining group coaching programs. So join group coaching programs, membership programs, different things along those lines. I'll have a link to my membership program down below if you guys are interested in joining it. I'm currently not accepting any students inside of my accelerator just because we are revamping the entire thing, and I'm really excited about that. But yeah, make sure you guys go through and you're joining paid programs. Join these accelerators. That's a really good way for you to network with other people, just because it kind of forces you to, because it's like you're in class and you're in school all over again. So if one of my classmates, if I'm struggling with something, I can reach out to one of my classmates, and I don't necessarily got to like reach out to my instructor. So like that's another really good way that you can go through and like just network with other people, is by joining coaching programs, joining accelerator programs, group programs, anything along those lines. That's a really, really good way to meet people. That's how I've met a lot of people, was by me hiring a coach and me joining that coach's program. I've met some of the most amazing people. Like, who have I met that you guys have probably seen? Lashana, Ariane, Monet. I met Monet through our coaching program. Kiana, who else? Jessica, both of the Jessicas. Like, I met so many people just by going through and being in a coach's accelerator program. And it just broadens your network. And most importantly, what it's going to do is it's going to broaden your sales. Because now I know that whatever I launch, I have a tribe of women who are going to be there to support me no matter what. So not only are they going to support me and my business, they're going to share it with their friends and their family too, because they're a part of my tribe. They're a part of my sisterhood. They're a part of my journey now. So you got to really put yourself out there. Join these coaching programs, not because you want to get to your next level, which is of course important, but definitely join it for community and join it for networking purposes too. The next thing that I definitely want to say is taking advantage of your local events. And I know a lot of people are like, well, how do you find these events? You got to just follow people on social media. Like, how do you find conferences? How do you find, these networking events and different things like that? There's two ways. Of course, you can go on like Eventbrite. That's usually where I go if I'm trying to find like a networking event, especially like a free one I just want to kind of go to during the week, or like a mixer or anything like that. I always just say, just go on Eventbrite. Another thing that you want to do too is you want to follow people in your local area and also outside of your area who are doing big things, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to share that with their tribe, their friends, and their family, different things along those lines. So you want to make sure that you're following people who are doing the same thing that you want to do, because that's going to be the easiest way to figure out these events. It's like, it's not a secret, I promise you. Like, it's not like a secret society or something like that to figure out these events. You just got to be following the right people, and you got to make sure that your feed is feeding you. That's something I preach about all the time too. If your feed on social media is not feeding you, that's why you out here hungry. You hungry for the success, you hungry for the business tips and the ideas and the strategy, because your feed is not feeding you. So make sure your feed on social media is feeding you with some really good people who are like-minded, people who are also within your industry, and all of the things. So the next thing that I want to talk about too, another little tip, is to really just cold DM people on social media. Like, literally, it sounds crazy, like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna message somebody on social media and just ask them, can we be friends? And it's like, no, you're not really doing that. You're just taking the baby step in order for the relationship to eventually get to that point. So like, for example, one of my coaches, she like tagged me and this other girl in a post, because me and her are I think like her youngest clients or something like that. So she just tagged us, and the girl just DM'd me, and she was just like, hey, I've been meaning to reach out for you for some time. Seen our coach tagged us in the same post. Tell me a little bit about yourself, da 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 da. So I told her, and then me and her are in constant communication since then. You get what I'm saying? Like, just literally cold DMing people, y'all. I promise you, people are not going to think that you're weird. People are not going to think that you know, you doing too much or anything like that. And to be quite honest, like, these people want business friends too. Like, these people want a tribe too. These people want, you know, a community, just like you want, you know, a like-minded friend group or anything like that. These people want that same thing. So you going through and you putting your stuff out there first, it's making you look good, because it's like, dang, she really ain't scared to just go out here and network. She really ain't scared to kind of just put herself out there. That's the type of person I want to be around. You get what I'm saying? So you definitely want to make sure that you are just cold DMing people. Hey, my name is Ashley. I'm the owner of Ashley's Boutique. I see that you have an online boutique too. Tell me a little bit more about your business. Maybe we can collab. Would you be interested in doing a mastermind with me? Brainstorming a little bit. Like, those are the things that you definitely want to make sure that you do within your brand and your business, just so that way you aren't doing it alone. Like, coming up with ideas on your own is so challenging, and I've been there before. There's even times to this day where I'll be like, dang, I need to go call somebody real quick so I can mastermind with them, and not just sit here and come up with this whole strategy or, you know, this whole marketing plan, and I don't even know if it makes sense, you know, because sometimes things make sense in our heads, but once we start talking to other people, it make a whole lot of sense in everybody else's head, right? So, ooh, my makeup looking real good. I like this. This is pretty. So yeah, that is definitely the next thing that I want to say. And then lastly, one of the hidden gems that I definitely got to put y'all up on game on is those Facebook groups. Facebook groups, amazing, y'all. Join them Facebook groups. That's a really good way to network. So if you are an influencer, I really recommend you to join Bossfluence. It is a group hosted by Maddie James. She is a huge influencer. She's like literally, like, everybody says she's like literally the Black Martha Stewart. So make sure you guys go through and follow her. Her name is Maddie James. And she has a group on Facebook called Bossfluence. So that's a really good group. There's a lot of other like boutique groups and stuff like that out there too. I know there's one called Boutique Boss, I think is what it's called. I know Jance used to have a group. I'm not sure if she still has it or not. So make sure you guys go through and join that one. There is so many different groups that you can join, being a content creator, being a business owner, anything like that. So go through and join those groups. Those are a really great way to build up your engagement, because people would definitely go through and show you some love on your post, especially if it's like a sponsored post, or especially if it's like this new campaign that you're running and different things like that. It's an awesome way to get customers and all of the different things. So make sure y'all are out there joining those Facebook groups as well. But all in all, y'all, like, you gotta build your network. Like, your network is your net worth. And y'all have heard the term so many times before, right? It's like, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And that is exactly what it is in business too. Like, you can't really escape that in business. You can't. Because when it's time for you to go through and start planning out different campaigns or events for your business, or trying to get models or whatever it is, you can easily reach out to somebody inside of your network and be like, hey, I'm in such and such. Do you know anybody that can help me with this? Or do you know any photographers in this area? Or da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's so powerful just knowing people. So powerful. So I really want to challenge everybody who's watching this video to join or attend at least one networking event a month in your local city, state, wherever. Travel if you need to. But you need to join at least one. Oh, excuse me. One per month. One per month. I think that is so doable. And if you want to be a little bit adventurous, do 2 a month. Do 1 a week. Okay? So, yes. Make sure y'all out here networking. Make sure y'all are out here getting to know like-minded people and all other things. And just like that, your girl has completed her whole face in like, what? How long has this video been? Like 10 minutes? We love to see it. But all right, you guys, this has been a pleasure. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you took something away from today's video. Make sure you guys go through and like, comment, and subscribe. And go out there and network. Meet you some friends. Meet you some business besties. Go out there, get to the bag. I'm about to head out to lunch with my girl Jade that I just met last week. And we're going to chop it up, see how the vibe is going, different things like that. So I'm super excited about that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Troyia Monay. And I'll see you next time. Peace.